Okay, we're on SAT test number 6, section 3, no calculator. Number 1 says Celine wants to purchase tickets from a vendor to watch a tennis match. The vendor charges a one-time processing fee, and so he's got a one-time processing fee for the purchase of these tickets. And you have an equation where T is the total amount in dollars, and T equals to 15N plus 12. Celine will pay for N tickets. So N is the number of tickets. So what does the number 12 represent in this equation? Okay, well, if N is 0, he's going to pay $12. If N is 1, he's going to buy one ticket, and it's 15 plus 12. If N is 2, it's 2 times 15 plus 12. So regardless, it looks to me like this $12 represents this one-time processing fee. And so the price of one ticket in dollars is not 12. The amount of the service fee in dollars, that's answer B. The total amount of dollars Celine will pay for one ticket, that's not right. The price of one ticket, see, those two are the same, so there's no way it could be A or C. The total amount in dollars Celine will pay for any number of tickets, that's not right either. And so the correct answer was B. Okay, problem number 2. A gardener buys two kinds of fertilizer. Fertilizer A contains 60% filler materials. So we have A here contains 60% filler materials. And then fertilizer B contains 40% by weight. Together, the fertilizers bought by the gardener contain a total of 240 pounds of filler materials. That's the total. Which equation models this relationship where X represents fertilizer A? So A is going to be represented by X, and then Y is the number of pounds of fertilizer B. So B is going to represent Y. Y is the number of pounds of fertilizer B. Okay, so if we go back to the problem here, it says that A contains 60%. So A is 60%, so you're going to have 60% of X, so you're going to have 60% of X, and B is 40%, so plus 0.4Y. That's 40%. And this has to equal a 240. That's the total amount, 240 pounds. So if we look at the answer choices, A and B look similar, but in this case, 0.6x is right here, 0.4x is there, 0.4y is right here, and that equals a 240. So the answer has to be B for problem number 2. So problem number 3 says, what is the sum of the complex numbers 2 plus 3i and 4 plus 8i, where I is represented by the square root of negative 1? Well, you don't really need that, but I squared is negative 1, so I is defined as the square root of negative 1. So all we're going to do here in this problem is that we're going to take 2 plus 3i and 4 plus 3i, and we're going to add those together. So I'm going to put the 4 plus 8i right here so I can add the real numbers together. 2 plus 4 is 6, and 3i plus 8i is 11i. So all we're doing is that we're combining real numbers with the real part and then imaginary with the imaginary. So our answer should be 6 plus 11i. And that looks like that's answer C for this one. That's for number 3. In problem number 4, we have 4x squared minus 9 is equal to px plus t and px minus t. So this is already factored out. And if you notice what this is here, 4x squared minus 9, that's difference of squares. So if I was to factor out 4x squared minus 9 as difference of squares, that would be 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. And if you look at what they give you up here at the top, this is px plus t, and this lines up with px minus t. So if they're asking for t, it looks like t is 3. What are we asking for? What is the value of p? Well, if px is 2x, then obviously p should be equal to 2. This is going to be the easiest way of doing this problem. The longer way of doing this problem would be to multiply these out, px plus t times px minus t, and then wind up finding what p is, and that's a little bit long. So this is a short way of doing it. If you like doing this short way, and if you like this problem, make sure you hit the like button, and I hope you've already subscribed to this channel. So for this problem, the answer is A, because p is 2. Okay, problem number 5 says, which of the following is the graph of the equation y equals 2x minus 5 in the xy plane? So if you look at this, y is equal to 2x minus 5. We know that we have a slope of 2, and the y-intercept is negative 5. So I'm looking for a y-intercept of negative 5, so it can't be this one. Could be this one. Could be this one. It can't be this one. So now I'm looking for a slope of positive 2. This one right here is the only one with the slope of a positive 2 and the y-intercept of negative 5. So the answer for this one is D. And that's going to be for number 5. Okay, moving right along to number 6, we have x equals 2/3 y, and we have y is equal to 18. So what is the value of 2x minus 3? So we have to find x. So it looks like we're going to have to do substitution maybe twice. So y is equal to 18, so we're going to replace this y here with 18. So now we know that x is equal to 2/3 y, which is y is 18. So 3 goes into 18 6 times, and 2 times 6 is 12. So now we know x is 12, and then we're going to go back and substitute that in here. So 2 times x minus 3, so 2 times the value of x, which is 12, minus 3. So we have 24 minus 3. That has to be 21. And in this case, the answer is A for number 6. Okay, moving right along to problem number 7. A bricklayer uses a formula N is equal to 7 times L times H to estimate the number of bricks N to build a wall that is L feet long and H feet high. Which of the following correctly expresses L, so we're solving for L, in terms of the rest, in terms of N and H. So if I have N is equal to 7 LH, which was given in the problem, I need to solve for L. So this is L right here. I need to solve for L, so I need to divide by 7 on both sides. That'll cancel this 7. I need to divide by H on both sides, and that'll cancel out this H. So I now have that L is 7 over, actually N over 7H. And then we look at our answers. Is there an answer like that? We need N in the numerator. We need N in the numerator, so it's not this one. N over 7H. So that is the correct answer. That's for number 7. Okay, number 8 is a little bit interesting problem where you have a table of values for x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have values of the function w of x and values for the function t of x. And so w of x means that when x is 1, w of x would be negative 1, and when x is 1, t of x would be negative 3. Okay? So what is the question here? The table above shows some values of the functions of w and t. For which value of x is w of x plus t of x equal to x? So we would have to add something here, w of x, plus something here, t of x, and it has to equal to x. So what we're going to do is we're going to add negative 3 and negative 1, well, that's negative 4. That's not going to work. 3 plus a negative 1, that's 2. And so this one here seems like it works just great. And we'll just go through the others. 4 plus 1 is 5. That's not going to work. That one was wrong. 3 plus 3 is 6. That one's not going to work. Negative 1 plus 5 is 4. And so I'm just showing you that this is the only one that works. And what is the value of x here? Well, when x is 2, we get 3 for w and negative 1 for t. And when we add 3 and negative 1, you get 2. So in this problem, x has to be 2. So the answer was B for problem number 8. Okay, moving right along to problem number 9. If the square root of x plus square root of 9 is equal to 64, what is the value of x? So I'm going to rewrite this as the square root of x, and the square root of 9 is 3, so square root of x plus 3 is equal to, the square root of 64 is 8, so that equals to 8. And if I subtract 3 on both sides, you'll get that the square root of some number x is equal to 8 minus 3 is 5. Well, I think you know the square root of 25 is 5, so x should be 25. But what we could do, just to show the steps here, is we could square both sides, and that'll get rid of the square root. The squared cancels the square root. So now we have x is equal to 5 squared, which is 25. So in this case, if x equals 25, they're asking for the value of x, so x is 25. And the answer for number 9 was C. Okay. And we'll move on to number 10. Okay, here's number 10. Jaime is preparing for a bicycle race. His goal is to bicycle an average of at least 280 miles per week for 4 weeks. So he bicycles 240 miles for the first week, 310 for the second week, and 320 miles for the third week. So if it says at least, is that greater than or less than? Well, at least would have to be greater than or equal to. And a quick look at all the answers, they all have greater than or equal to. So we have greater than or equal to 280. And that's miles per week. So this is per week. And he has 4 weeks. So times 4 weeks. So your weeks will cancel out and you're going to be left with miles, which is what we're interested in. Because in this problem, you want to find x so that x would be the 4th week. So then you would have 200 and what's the average? 280. So the first week had 240, then he had 310 and 320, and the 4th week would be x. So then you would have to have those 3 numbers, 240 plus the 310 plus the 320 plus the 4th week, which is x. And so we need an answer that looks like that, where we add up 240 plus 310 plus 320 plus x for the 4th week, and 4 times 280. That gives you how many miles. So it looks to me like the answer here should be answer D. Now this is number 10, so we're halfway through this section. And the last time we did this for the previous test, for test 5, we did all 20 problems in one video. And I'm thinking I'm going to pause right here and do one video for half of this section, and then pause, and then do 11 through 20 in another video. Now if you like that, 2 shorter videos instead of 1 long one, let me know in the comments. Just put in the comments which is better for you. And if you like to get notifications when the next video comes up, smash the bell for notifications. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.